Sal Jeezy says, "You think the Niners ultimately get Julio? Seems like the Hawks are desperate for more offense, trying to get him since they have a terrible defense. I think the Niners ultimately get Julio.
No.
I don't. We've talked about this a lot. I've been looking more at the financial of it. I mean, I know that the Niners created some cap space with Weston Richburg retiring, but $15 million on a 32-year-old wide receiver, I don't know. That's a lot of money. I just don't think that. I mean, really, do the Niners have the cap space or the draft capital to win this bidding war? I don't think they do, even if they wanted to. I think they do.
No, I don't think they do, and I don't think it's smart for them to go all the way in the bidding war. Like, I've talked about this before. They don't like getting Julio Jones. Like, everybody talks about the entire concept of, well, the Niners have a Super Bowl roster this year, right? Well, getting Julio Jones means you're going all in on this year when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract for the next 4 or 5 years. I don't look at it as a long-term move just because I know Julio Jones would still be under contract for one more year, but I can't trust like Julio Jones in this entire situation of them having to rebuild their secondary and all of that. I think there's more depth that needs to be accumulated in this roster, and that's the only way you can do that is with pick and money, because you need flexibility. Because guess what? You're not hitting on 100% of your picks. You're probably hitting on 50% of your picks. And you're not hitting on 100% of your signings. You're probably hitting like on 60% of your signings. So because of that, that's why you need extra money and extra draft picks so you can have more shots at the dartboard. You have more opportunities to miss because you have more opportunities to get right. So because of all of that, I just don't think that they will ultimately. I think this is just another one of let's dip our toe in the water. And if we can get Julio Jones for like a 3rd round pick or a late 2 or something like that, let's get him. This is Julio Jones. This is a Hall of Famer. But if it turns into an all-out bidding war with Tennessee and New England teams that are actually desperate for Julio Jones, especially Tennessee, a team that needs to win because they have a 30-something-year-old starting quarterback who's very good, but it's a kind of veteran roster that they're turning over right now. I don't think they can win it, and I don't think it's smart for them to go through that. And I don't think Seattle's getting him either. Seattle is literally just trying to boost up their I think they're just trying to boost up the stock around their team because they had a pretty quiet offseason.
So let's do it this way then. Where do you think he's going to end up? I've been thinking about it. It
New
seems
England.
like – okay.
I think he'll end up in New England.
Okay. I got a prediction. The Chargers.
You think Chargers? That's
Chargers.
a good one.
Yeah.
Does Julio Jones want to go to the Chargers, though?
Well, it's LA. It's Justin Herbert. Could be worse.
The Chargers.
It's the Chargers. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Hey, though, it's LA. Would you rather go live in Foxborough or LA? I'd rather live in LA, even if it's the Chargers.
Yeah, I like the Chargers one, though. I'd love to see the Chargers get. Can you imagine that? Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Julio Jones. Whew. Whew.
And that brings me to my second point, which isn't really no one's asking about, but why would Aaron Rodgers want to go to the Broncos when Mahomes in that division and Herbert's in that division? It seems like
they're stacked, though.
I mean, even if you do go to the Broncos,
yeah.
Do you know what you're going to get from Von Miller? I don't know.
Forget Von Miller. Have you seen their secondary?
What is it?
Surtain, Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan, Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, Vic Fangio calling your defense, Bradley Chubb. They're good up front in terms of their interior D-line. Their defense is loaded. Their offensive receivers are loaded. They're not
going to win that division with Rodgers, though. They're not going to win that division. No, I think
they
Chiefs
would
still
win
better
it.
Now. Maybe.
I mean, it depends how much you believe in Vic Fangio, and I believe in him. Because now, head coaching-wise, Andy Reid is there, Vic Fangio is there, you know?
Yeah. I just think the Chiefs are pretty good. Although maybe the money they're going to be spending on Patrick Mahomes will bring him back to the pack. I don't know.
So they rebuilt that offensive line, though, right? But I think we're going to start to see a little turnover with the Chiefs because I think in the next 2 years, Frank Clark will be gone, Tyrann Mathieu will be gone, and I don't think they've drafted well for the last 2 years with these middle round picks and all these risky propositions and risky endeavors they've taken. So I think we're going to see some turnover. I already think this is the worst set of weapons Patrick Mahomes has had in his career. Yeah, they rebuilt the offensive line. They have nothing outside of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. There's nothing there. Unless you think Mecole Hardman and Byron Pringle are just going to go out and be very reliable, which I don't think they will be. I think there is a little bit of a problem because what if Kelce gets a little banged up or what if Hill gets banged up? They got nothing around Mahomes besides those two. And those two are obviously special because they're both basically amongst the top 2 or 3 at their position. But